Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Kunal Chaudhary and welcome to Mangalbar Masterclass. Before we start, I would like to inform that on the right hand side of your screen, there's a control panel. And if in case you would like to ask any query, then you can type in your question. In a control panel on the right hand side of your screen, there is an option of question. So all you have to do is, if in case you have a query, then you can go to questions and type in your query. So before we start, if you can just type in, let's say hello or hi, so that you get familiar with how you can ask questions. So what I can do is once you ask questions, I will be able to reply from here itself. All right. So guys, let's start the Mangalwar Masterclass session 2, and which is a part of Delhi School of Internet Marketing. So today's webinar is on search engine optimization, what has changed in the last 5 years. There are a lot of things which has changed, and since Google has been updating its algorithms, so search engine optimization is changing every day. But what we have done is in this webinar, we'll be talking about few key points, key strategies that you need to update if you haven't updated so far in your SEO strategy. But before we start, let's check out why search engine optimization is important and what is search engine optimization. Now we all know that how much time we spend on internet every day, and out of that time, how much time we spend searching piece of information on search engines like Google. So if you have a business, if you have a website and you would like to get targeted traffic, visitors on it, then search engines play a very key strategy in it. And to make sure that your web pages and your website rank top of search engines when someone searches for queries or keywords which are related to your business, you need to optimize your web pages. Suppose if you are looking to buy let's say a pair of shoes, and I am an e-commerce website, then all you have to do is search for buy shoes. And if I would want to target you, I want that my potential customers should come to my website, then I need to optimize my website and its web pages for your search query, that is buy shoes. So that's why search engine optimization becomes very important, because I am not the only one who is selling shoes online, right? So there are a lot of people who are selling shoes online. To ensure that I get my potential customers or potential targeted traffic, my web pages should rank on top of search engines like Google on my targeted queries and keywords. So let's see why search engine optimization is important. It says that 39% of customers come from search. On average, as per the research done, out of 100 customers that you're gonna get online, approximately 39% will come from search engines like Google, and Google being number one search engine. So I will not be saying search engine, I will say just Google. Then it says 70% of the links search users click on are organic. So when you go to a search engine result page, when you go to Google, you search for any query, there are two types of results. One is organic and second is inorganic. Inorganic are advertisements, and organic results are the results that Google show on the basis of your search query. So 70% of the clicks, if there are 100 people who have searched on Google, then out of that 70% of the users, that is 70 users, are going to search on organic results, and remaining around 30-25% will search on advertisements. Then we have, it says, 70 to 80% of the users ignore the paid advertisements, focusing only on the organic results. So it's a good thing to advertise on Google, but if in case you are only advertising and your web pages doesn't rank on top, then you are going to miss only on 70 to 80% of the targeted traffic, which is huge. Then it says 75% of the users never scroll past the first page of search results. So it's pretty common, isn't it? So when we go to Google, we hardly go to second page, right? And lastly, 93% of online experiences begin with a search engine. So, which is true, right? If let's say I'm planning for a holiday, right? So what would be the first thing I do? Let's say I have a weekend. I'm planning for a weekend getaway, right? So what I'll do is, or what most of the people do is, they go to Google and they search for queries like a weekend getaway near Delhi, right, or weekend tour near Bangalore. So that's how we do. So 93% of the online experiences begin with a search engine by doing some research for that topic, right? So that's why, guys, it's very, very important to make sure that our web pages rank on first or top of Google on targeted search queries. And the process to make sure that our website is optimized as per Google search engine algorithm to ensure a good search engine result page rank is known as search engine optimization. To put it in a very simple words, what the reasons or the parameters on the basis of which Google ranks web pages on top is known as search engine optimization. To understand those parameters and to optimize, to improve our website on those parameters is known as search engine optimization. So today, as you know, the webinar is on what has changed in search engine optimization in the past 5 years. And as I said, there are a lot of things which has changed, and I have picked some 7 out of those. So let's see what those are. So guys, point number 1, what has changed in search engine optimization in the last 5 years? 5 years is a big, big time, and if you're talking about search engine optimization, then 5 years equals to 25 years. And trust me when I say so. When I first started doing search engine optimization in 2008, the strategies which we used to implement were totally different from the strategies that we implement right now. The reason is that Google, it keeps on updating its algorithm. What is an algorithm? The parameters on the basis of which Google ranks web pages. Google always updates them, right? So that's why it is very important to change with time, to change and improve your strategies as and when Google changes its algorithm. So what works and what doesn't work? The first point is keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing used to be very, very important, but not anymore. What people used to do is, within their text, they used to stuff keywords. For example, if I'm looking to rank on holiday in, let's say, weekend getaway from Delhi, right? This is my keyword. So I have a blog where my targeted keyword is weekend getaways near Delhi. So I want people who are searching for these keywords, they should come to my website and my web page should rank on top of Google. So what used to happen is people used to stuff these keywords, weekend getaways, whatever the keywords were, they used to stuff these keywords between the content, between the text of their web pages. And this ensured, once upon a time, it ensured that the web pages which were having good keyword stuffing or high keyword density, they would rank on top, but not anymore. What matters now is relevant content. That's what matters. So content that can provide some value to visitors. What is a value and how will you define a value? Let's say there are 2 blogs, A and B, and both of them are targeted on a keyword which is weekend getaway near Delhi, and I'm planning for a weekend getaway. So what I'll do is I'll go to Google, I search for this keyword, and I came across blog A. And when I go through the content, I don't find it very informative, and really, it doesn't give any value. I'm searching for places where I can spend a nice weekend near Delhi, but the information which I'm getting after reading that blog isn't that great. So what I'll do is I'll click on back, and then I will go to some other blog, and that's when I go to blog number B. Now, blog number B has explained the information which I'm looking for in a very descriptive, very nice and easy to understand manner, and that's what value is. So it's really it's really the keyword relevancy or keyword stuffing is not that important. What's important is that how relevant and what value your content provides. So there are a lot of people whom I meet, what they say is that in order to rank on top of Google, all they have to do is just stuff keywords, or the web page should have keywords mentioned as many times as possible. Well, that's not what works right now. Next, second thing which has changed is backlinks. I remember, guys, when I did search engine optimization for an e-commerce project of mine, I used to focus only on backlinks, backlinks, and backlinks. Our entire strategy were focusing on backlinks, building as many backlinks as possible. And then once we were building backlinks, then we would again start building more backlinks. So, but that doesn't work anymore, especially after 2012 Penguin update of Google, which was that Google started penalizing the websites that were having a lot of backlinks, low quality backlinks, and backlinks coming from spammy websites, right? So backlinks coming from websites which were not of high quality, right? For example, if I have a blog and I want to make sure that it ranks on top, what I can do is I can book 50 other domains, write some piece of content on it, and then give a link to my main blog, which I want to rank. It used to work once upon a time, but it doesn't work anymore. So especially after Penguin update. So what matters right now is quality of backlinks from relevant web pages. Now relevancy again is very, very important out there. It's a very important parameter. How you define relevancy? For example, we'll continue with this example of weekend getaways. Now let's say I have a blog and I want it to rank on top. It's a tourism blog. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some link building, and there are two blogs which are linking to me. One blog is related to tourism, and that links to me on a keyword like weekend getaways in Delhi. That makes sense. I'm a tourism blog. There is another tourism blog. If it gives a link to me on some keyword which is again relevant to my topic, my content, it makes sense. But what I do is I get another backlink which comes from an e-commerce website, or let's say a health website. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Because if I am a tourism blog and you are having a health blog, why would you give a link to me? You would be giving a link to some content which would be related to your blog, right? Your website, but doesn't really make any sense that a health blog is giving a backlink to a travel blog. So that's why, guys, it's not only about the number of backlinks, but it's about the relevant backlinks which are coming from relevant web pages, and also quality of backlinks is what more important. How will I define quality of backlinks out here is that if I am getting 10,000 backlinks from those websites which are just 3 months old, right? That is fine. But on the other hand, Wikipedia gives me a backlink, or let's say IndiaTimes.com gives me a backlink, MoneyControl.com gives me a backlink. Now these are very high quality websites. These are the websites that Google trusts, right? So in this case, if I'm getting 3 high quality backlinks in comparison to 10,000 low quality backlinks coming from spammy and fishy websites, the 3 backlinks will be heavy on the 10,000 backlinks. So its quality is always as important, right? Probably more important than quantity. So guys, when you go for building backlinks, make sure that you do not get too many backlinks from low quality websites. In fact, try to go for a single high quality backlinks rather than going for 100 low quality backlinks which are coming from websites which Google doesn't trust enough. Oh, so next point is PageRank. Now guys, PageRank played a very, very important aspect when it comes to, when it comes to ranking of a web page. Not today, but right from the starting of Google. When Google's came up in 1994 and was officially announced in 1996, then PageRank used to be the single most important criteria on the basis of which Google algorithm decided which web page will rank on which position and for what keyword, but not anymore. Because PageRank over the years, what people did during the late 90s and early 2000s, in fact till mid 2000, people figured out ways of increasing their page rank. So what Google did, Google stopped updating its page rank, and though page rank is still there, but Google doesn't give, or the algorithm doesn't give much weightage to when it comes to page rank. So what's new is page authority. Instead of focusing on page rank, what we need to do is we need to build our authority of the web page or website authority overall. Now, what is authority or page authority or website authority or a domain authority? Well, authority is how powerful a domain is or how powerful that web page is. Now, to explain you what authority is or what website authority is, let's go offline and take an example. Let's say there are two different brands. One is an Apple and second is Samsung. Now, Samsung launches a lot of mobile phones every now and then, but Apple, what they do is they just launch one single mobile phone in 2 years, right? So when Apple launches a new mobile phone, have you ever seen a queue standing, outside a Samsung store? No, we don't see. I'm not saying that people don't buy Samsung mobile phones, but the brand power of Samsung is not more than Apple, definitely. In fact, it's way, way less. So Apple is a more powerful brand, right? Similarly, guys, that's what a domain authority is or a page authority is. If a domain is having good quality of backlinks, it is having high citation, it is having good content, then the authority of that domain would be much, much higher. So if there are two domains, one is facebook.com and second is abc.com, and what you do is you post similar kind of content on both the websites. One is facebook.com/abc and second is abc.com/123. Both of them are having a similar kind of content. Then what you will see is you will see that the URL or the content which you posted on Facebook will rank on top. Why? Because the domain authority of Facebook is much, much higher. So guys, that's the third update. So PageRank isn't that important right now. What matters is authority, how powerful a domain is. Next is something which is again very, very important, and it got affected in 2012 again when Panda update came. And I'm getting a lot of questions, guys. What I'll do is I would be answering these queries in a while. Okay, I'll take all the questions at one go. So guys, fourth point is the text in number of text or number of words in your content, right? Earlier on, till 4 or 5 years back, people were writing 500 to 800 words post or an article and they were still getting good rank in search engine result pages, but not anymore. What Google did, in early 2013, it came up with a Panda update. What it meant is that it went after low quality content websites or websites which are ranking on top but were not having enough content, enough text, enough words in them. So right now, on average, I have a good slide out here. It says average number of words on web pages that rank on top of search engine result page is 2416. What this means is if you pick the number one position ranked web pages, the number of words on those web pages, on the top ranked web pages, on average are 2,416. Now see, there's a big difference between 500 to 800 words and 2,416 words. What it means is that if you're planning to rank high on Google, then writing content of 800 or 1,200 or 1,500 words may not be enough. So that's our fourth point. Moving on to the next. Now, next point is related to anchor text. Now, what is an anchor text? You know this. Still, I'll have an example. It says, this is what an anchor text is, right? So anchor text is the text on which you give a link to any XYZ web page, right? So what used to happen earlier, guys, is that we were focusing on keeping the primary keyword on which we are doing search engine optimization. We used to focus on keeping the primary keyword as the anchor text for most of the backlinks. For example, if I have a travel blog and I'm planning to do link building for it, and my most primary keyword is weekend getaways near Delhi. So if I am planning to build 1,000 backlinks, then back then what people used to do is they most of the 1,000 backlinks, let's say 800 of the 1,000 backlinks, the anchor text would be weekend getaways near Delhi. Since it was a primary keyword, so people used to follow a strategy wherein while building backlinks, the anchor text of those backlinks used to be their primary keyword, but not anymore. In fact, anchor text is not that relevant anymore when it comes to the ranking parameters of Google. Still, it is important, but not as important. The weightage is not that high right now. But what you need to do is, while building backlinks, you need to make sure that if you build 100 backlinks, make sure you don't repeat the same anchor text again and again and again. Okay, so try to make it a bit natural. On some links it can be click here, on others it can be no more, it can be a naked URL. That's how it is. So try to keep it natural. However, anchor text on backlinks is not that relevant anymore. Moving on to the next point, guys, is mobile search engine optimization pages are different from desktop search engine results pages. So back then, what used to happen is, guys, there was no difference in the search results of mobile and a desktop results of Google, right? If let's say you want to search for a weekend getaway in Delhi, and you do that search from a mobile device as well as a desktop device, then you would have seen same results ranking on the first page of Google, but not anymore. What Google is doing is, this is not a hidden fact, most of you might be aware of it, that mobile optimized pages ranks better on mobile devices. So if you have a web page that ranks on first position or on first page of Google for an XYZ keyword, but your web page is not optimized for mobile, then when you search the same keyword XYZ from a mobile device, you may notice that your web page, though it is ranking high on a desktop SERP, but it will not rank high on a mobile SERP. So what you need is, guys, you need to make sure that your web pages are optimized for mobile. So next is local search engine optimization. This is the last point. Local search engine optimization. Now, local search engine optimization has always been important, but right now it's not important. It is the backbone of search engine optimization. It is the core part, essential part of the search engine optimization process. So let's see what it says. It says local SEO is part of the process and needs to be done. Even more important for mobile devices. Let me give an example. Let's say you are planning to go for dinner at a restaurant, and what you do is you search for a nice, let's say a Chinese cuisine restaurant near, let's say your area, let's say near a Chinese cuisine restaurant near Connaught Place, and you do that search from a desktop. And the same search when you do from mobile devices, you will see that the results would be dominated on a mobile device. The results will be dominated by local results. In fact, Google Maps would play a very, very key important role in that search result, results on a Google. So what I'm trying to tell you out here is that local SEO is very, very important. It has always been important, but right now what you need to do is, you cannot just leave it. Earlier, we used to do on-page SEO, we used to do link building, but local SEO, some people used to do it, some may not do it, right? But right now, it's the part of your search engine optimization process, and it's even more important for mobile devices if you're trying to rank your web pages high on mobile devices. So guys, that's it about today's Mangalwar Masterclass. So what I'll do is I am going to pick some of the questions. And if in case you would like to increase your digital marketing knowledge, then this is what you need to do. You can attend a 2-hour free training session. Delhi School of Internet Marketing. All you have to do is go to dsim.in/demo. You can sign up for a 2-hour free training session. It's online as well as in class. So you can check it out. You can just sign up. You can go to this URL and you can sign up for a training session. So I have a question that says, what are some of the tools that you would recommend for search engine optimization? Well, there are a lot of tools. We do provide a free tool with our training program, the Advanced Digital Marketing Training Program. And there are many tools, guys. There is SEO Power Suite, which is part of Link Assistant. There is Majestic SEO. There's Rank Watch. So we do have good tools for search engine optimization. Then the next question is, Malabika has a question. It says, my query is related to average number of words for web pages to rank high. Some pages usually have less words and more powerful images with captions. So does that mean Google ignores the most important page while ranking pages? Well, it's a good question, Malabika. What matters is, in fact, when Google ranks a web page, when Google decides where to rank a web page, there is no single criteria that will decide where to rank web pages. For example, you go for an interview, and if you have experience, if you have relevant experience, but you don't perform well in an interview, or let's say you're dressed up very nicely, but you're not able to answer the interview question, or let's say you have very good comm skills, you are dressed up nicely, you are presentable, but your experience is not relevant, right? Do you think the interviewer will hire you? No, they will not. Why? Because there is no single parameter on the basis of which you will get a job. Similarly, when Google thinks of ranking a web page, there is no single parameter, no backlinks alone can't do it, local SEO alone can't do it, high quality content alone can't do it, right? So there are a lot of parameters on the basis of which Google decides where to rank a single web page. So coming back to your question, yes, there are cases wherein the top ranking web pages don't have 2000 words content or even 1500 words content, but their backlinks are coming from very high quality websites and their domain authority is very high. So it's a mix of a lot of parameters. So that's why you see that a web page, though it may not have a lot of words, but it will still rank high, because just alone writing words of, let's say, 2500 words may not be enough. In fact, is not enough to ensure a good ranking for your web page. Ria says more words means long web pages and they tend to have high bounce rate. How to counter that? Well, yes, bounce rate is a very important criteria when Google decides on where to rank a particular web page. So, and it makes sense, right? Let's say 100 people visited your website, but people are not sticking onto your web page. It very frequently, or let's say in 30 seconds, people are moving out of your website. They're not visiting the second page or the next page or third page and so on, right? So people are bouncing back from your website on the very page from on the way where they landed on, right? So yes, bounce rate is a very important criteria, but no, Ria, if a page is long, if a page is lengthy, if it is having a lot of content, doesn't mean that your bounce rate will be high. Bounce rate will be high when people don't get a window to move on to next web pages, when they don't have a link, or they don't have clickable tabs, so there's no proper navigation in place. So that's when people are going to bounce back, right? But bounce back alone is, yes, it is an important criteria, but as I said, there is no single ranking factor. Aman has a question, but Aman, I'm not able to understand your question out here. Sumit has a question. Sumit says, hi, is it easy to rank videos on search engines compared to websites? No, no, not really. There's a change, that has happened over the past, I would say 4 to 5 years. Let's say that today is 2010, and you search for a piece of information on Google. There are chances, or in fact, there used to be good chance that out of the top 10 results, one would be video. And these are the days when YouTube wasn't as popular. But right now, we all know that YouTube is the second largest search engine right after Google. So since a lot of people are going to Google, so Google doesn't really rank a lot of videos in its SERP. However, it depends on the nature of the query, what kind of search query you have, right? For example, if you're looking for a tutorial, if you add tutorial in your keyword, or if it says how to, right? So if your query caters to a video, if Google algorithm feels that your query will be best answered in a video or by a video. Yes, Google will show one or maybe a couple of videos from YouTube. Yes, so it is important, but no, it's not that it is easy to rank a video than it is to rank a web page. And then so Sharma says, I want to know more about digital marketing. Anand, I think your question is related to the advanced digital marketing training program. I would advise you to go to our website, dsm.in, and you will be able to reach out to us via website. We have a contact number, we have a helpline number. You can go and call on the helpline number. Ayush says, what are the chances that these algorithms, Google algorithm or search engine algorithm, would be changing soon? It happens every day, guys. Every day there are some major or minor changes, but the real major changes that impacts a lot of search queries or a lot of search results don't happen every day. For example, in the last 4 years, 4.5, 5 years, let's say 5 years, there have been 8 to 10 major changes. For example, when Penguin update happened, when Google kind of started a war against low quality backlinks, right? So it impacted approximately, together it impacted 23% of the search results. Now that is huge, right? 23% is huge. So 23% means that if there are 1 billion search results or web pages that Google is having indexed in its database, with a single algorithm update, it changed the ranking overnight, changed the ranking of 23%. Something similar happened with Panda. It changed again, it affected approximately 20%. I can't recall the exact number right now, but it affected approximately 20% of the results. So big changes, they don't happen every day. Okay, in the past 5 years, there have been 7 to 8 major Google algorithm updates, but minor changes, they keep on happening. I do have other queries, guys. Hey Gaurav, how are you? So, Rohit has a question. Rohit says, please elaborate on domain authority and page authority. Guys, you need to understand domain authority as in how powerful a domain is, right? So, suppose if Apple today launches a new mobile phone, right? And that's what it did, right? And I think last month, right? Or last month, September, it launched an iPhone 7, right? Now, if you compare iPhone 7, though it's a good phone, but it may not be the best phone out there, or it may not be, the difference between the second best phone and the iPhone 7 may not be that much, right? But still, the sales of iPhone 7 has been huge, right? I mean, it's low in comparison to iPhone 6, but it's still, a lot of people are excited to know more about what an iPhone 6 or what an iPhone 7 has to offer. The only reason is because the brand Apple is very, very, very powerful, right? And that's what a domain authority is. So, domain authority is how powerful a particular domain is or a particular page is, and domain authority is determined on the basis of the traffic a website gets, the quality and quantity of backlink it has, right? So if a domain authority of a particular domain is high, then chances are that the pages which are on that particular domain would be having an added advantage in comparison to others. So I have a question. Yes, guys, I will be sharing the recording of this class. It will be emailed to you tomorrow. Saurabh says, what would be the scope of on-page in comparison to off-page? Guys, so let me ask you a question. Let's say if you have a car, okay, and you want to go on a long drive, right? Which tires do you think would be more important for you to ensure that you are able to drive your car? The front tires or the back tires? Can you please answer that, Saurav? If you want to go for a long drive, front tires or the back tires, which tires do you think would be more important? All, right? Similarly, Saurav, on page and off page both are important. They are part of the overall strategy. Uh, you say is page authority and page authority good enough to make sure that website comes on a first page? Guys, depends. It may be good enough, it may not be good enough because it depends on the competition, right? So it depends on the competition. If the web pages which I'm competing against, if they are very strong, then probably domain authority alone may not be enough, right? So a lot also depends on competition, the other web pages whom you're competing against to rank on top. I guess I'm getting a lot of questions. I will not be able to answer each and every question. The time's up. It's just a 40 minutes session. What I'll do is, guys, I will not only share the recording with you, but I've just texted you. All you have to do is just go to Twitter and type in your question under Ask DSIM, hashtag Ask DSIM, and I will be able to pick your queries from there. So this is what you have to do is go to Twitter, type it, tweet your question, hashtag Ask DSIM, and I will be able to reply it maximum by tomorrow. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to take one more question, last question. Rest, what you can do is you can just tweet your question with Ask DSIM. Vinod says, how much time will it take for a new website to be on top of its search engine search and result pages if SEO is done properly? Uh, let me, I'm sorry, Vinod, but let me put a counter question to that. Let's say, Vinod, you start playing cricket today. Okay, you start playing cricket today. How much time will it take for you before you play for India to get selected for Indian cricket team? Now, nobody can answer that question, right? It depends not only on how good cricketer you are, but also depends on the competition, the people whom you would be competing with, how good cricketer they are, right? It depends on lot of things, right? Similarly, if you have a new website and you start doing a search and optimization, it might rank in 15 days, it may not rank for the next 2 years. A lot depends on what how effective your search engine optimization is and also your competition. So guys, thank you so much for being part of Mangalvar Masterclass 2. I hope you enjoyed this session. As I said, if in case you would like to increase and improve your digital marketing skills, all you have to do is just attend our 2 hours free training session. Type dsim.in/demo and you will be able to attend a 2 hours training session. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'll see you.